Hello everyone and welcome to In the Huddle. CUTV Sports Show is finally back for an all-new season with brand new hosts. I'm Cecilio Ramirez.
And I'm Jacob Russell. We're here to give you the latest on national and international sports, but most importantly, Cameron sports.
Aggie sports were in full effect this past weekend as the cross-country team became historical, plus updates on the men's golf and volleyball teams.
These stories and more coming up on CUTV's In the Huddle.
September 6th was the day the Aggie cross-country team made history twice. On Saturday, Cameron University's cross-country won their first meet ever and managed to defeat the East Central University Tigers for the first time. The Aggies are off to a perfect start as they were crowned champions of the Midwestern State University's Mustang Relays in Wichita Falls. The race was a two-man, 8-mile relay on a 2-mile course in an every-man-for-himself type of race. Cameron's top two included senior Josh Stewart and freshman Mark Merritt, who finished second place overall with a time of 40:59. The Aggie cross-country team competes again September 13th at the East Central University Tiger Chase in Ada, Oklahoma.
Aggie senior golfer Peter Sevenhoe competed against the top collegiate golfers this past week. Sevenhoe finished 15th overall at the 12th Annual World University Golf Championships in Sun City, South Africa. The event featured 96 of the best collegiate golfers from around the world. Sevenhoe not only represented for Cameron University, but also for his home country of Slovakia. He finished the competition with a 4-round score of 304 with 43 pars, 12 bogeys, and 6 double bogeys. CU head men's golf coach went on to say that Peter's performance was the biggest event that any Cameron athlete has participated in school history. The men's golf team begins their season next weekend at the Charles Cootie West Texas Intercollegiate Golf Tournament in Abilene, Texas.
The Cameron Aggie volleyball team has already competed in 2 of 4 scheduled tournaments for the season. The Aggies went 2-2 at the Texas Women's University Classic Volleyball Tournament this past weekend, making them 4-4 on this season. Cameron defeated both Ouachita Baptist and Texas Wesleyan with a score of 3-0 at the tournament in Denton, Texas.
If you're a Cameron student, you may have noticed some of the reconstructions taking place on different parts of campus. What you may be unaware of is the new renovations at the Aggie Gymnasium. CUTV reporter Kyle Luders takes us on a tour of the home of the Aggie volleyball and basketball.
For 51 years, the Aggie Gym has been the home of champions. Multiple cases showcase the athletic achievements of past Aggies. However, at over half a century old, the facility was in need of some upgrades to bring it up to date with the 21st century. Director of Sports Information, Craig Martin, talks about a few of the upgrades done to the Aggie Gym.
Well, we did a lot at Aggie Gym over really the course of the last 12 months. We're still in progress, a couple-year project. We just wanted to make Aggie Gym, bring it up to a level that can compete with some of the bigger arenas in the Lone Star Conference. So we added air conditioning and heat system throughout the gym, which it's a 50-year-old, now 51-year-old facility. Didn't have any of that before, so that's a nice amenity to have in there. So we added heat and AC. We also added brighter lights. Aggie Gym has always been known as kind of a dimmer facility. So we added the brighter lights. The lights over the seats are about the same. The lights over the floor are 5 times brighter than the lights we had before.
Besides the additions of heating and air conditioning and new lights, new door frames, fresh paint on the stairs, and banners commemorating past sports championships were also added. However, the biggest upgrade could have been the most important.
The biggest project, we got a brand new floor. The floor hadn't been replaced since it was built in 1956, I believe, 1957. It had never been replaced, it had just been refinished. So over that amount of time, the floor had just gotten, razor thin. It wasn't really good anymore. So that was our biggest project. It was a brand new floor, and that was a new paint job. We, the lanes underneath the basket were painted. We got new logos everywhere.
Low attendance has been a problem that has faced Aggie Gym in the past. Will these upgrades help bring more fans into the stands?
I think that'll definitely have people come out. That'll help increase attendance numbers. I think though that the new floor and the new lights, that's going to help bring more recruits to campus, want to play in a better gym, a more elite gym. So then when we have the better recruits, we play better, team does better, and more stands. So I think it definitely will help out bringing in fans and new recruits.
Martin's theory will get put to the test as the Aggies volleyball team opens for the home season on September 18th against Southwest Oklahoma State. For In the Huddle, I'm Kyle Luters.
When people need advice about weightlifting, they look towards someone with expertise. Different people have different routines depending on what their goals are. Brock Bodie shows us some routines that might work for you in today's segment of Keeping You in Shape.
Would you take advice on what you should eat from someone who was overweight? Or better yet, let a 4-year-old tell you about a retirement plan? Probably not. The same goes for staying fit. If you're looking for advice about what exercises you should do, you probably are going to look towards someone that has similar goals. J.C. Carden, a Cameron student, shows us some different routines that might fit your personal goals.
I try to get in 30 to 45 minutes of cardio every day, no matter what. Even if I don't have time for all my other stuff, I at least try to do those every single day. I come in and I'll do ellipticals, 30 to 45 minutes, like I said. And if I feel like working out my legs a little more, not doing any heavy lifting on them, I'll bicycle and I'll just have really heavy resistance for maybe 15 minutes. Just depends. It really depends on how much time that I have for that day. And if I don't do enough that day, then I compensate for the next day. After that, I always like to do abs. Those are the most important aside from cardio to me. I do a lot of weights on my abs. I start out on a machine and start out at 50 pounds and I do 25 reps. And then immediately after, I bring it down to 20 reps of 7 pounds. And I do that 3 times, but I don't do it all at the same time. I do a couple other things on my abs in between. I set myself up on the bars where I'm completely perpendicular to the ground and I lift my legs up to my chest and have my legs parallel to the ground, and I do about 15 of those and I do 3 sets of those. After that, I like to go over and do planks. I do 3 sets of those. I start out parallel to the ground pretty much, and then I go on my side, on each side, and I do 45 seconds each of those. So 3 reps, 45 seconds each. You do the math, I don't really know. After that, I like to do a little bit of lifting for my arms, not too much, obviously, and I don't want bulky man arms. I just do enough to keep them toned and to be able to do, activities well enough that are going to require upper body strength. And definitely always incorporate cardio into every day, and I try to do abs every day.
Wherever you get your routine or your advice for fitness, remember that time is the overall variable. So stick with it. Keeping you in shape, I'm Brock Bodie reporting for CUTV News.
Now that season has ended and fall is on the way, football is taking over. Unfortunately, I'm not talking about a Cameron team. NCAA football is now into its 3rd week. Let's take a look at the rankings. The 2 biggest moves in the poll we have to look at are the emergence of East Carolina after 2 weeks of straight upsets of ranked teams. Cal also is coming to the polls after 2 weeks of strong performances, bumping out South Carolina and UCLA. With the poll set up this week, it leads us into 2 big games to watch for. Number 1, USC takes on number 5, Ohio State in a heated rivalry, as well as number 13, Kansas at number 19, South Florida, and number 10, Wisconsin at 21, Fresno State. Should be an interesting week of football as we come back this season.
Yeah, it's going to be real exciting.
We want to thank you everyone for joining us this highly anticipated return of the Cameron Sports Show. Log on to goaggies.cameron.edu for complete statistics of any of the CU events from today's show.
And if you tuned in late, this show has been added to CUTV's lineup on YouTube.com. Just visit the website and search CUInternetTV with no spaces. You'll see this show as well as the Film Geek Show and our top of the hour morning show. I'm Cecilia Ramirez.
And I'm Jacob Russell. This has been In the Huddle, a new name, new faces, and a new beginning.